What up, world? Welcome to another episode of Bleed Black and Gold. As you know, I am the host, Brian Janu, and like always, on all podcast platforms out where Brian Janu Show. Social media platforms, Instagram, Threads, Brian Janu, just Brian Janu on Instagram and Threads. Um, Facebook, The Brian Janu Show, and of course, TikTok, Brian Janu Show. Yeah, and also I have an X, Twitter. B Janu on X, Twitter. So go follow me on all of those social media platforms. Yes, and of course, obviously, YouTube channel is where you catch this visual episode and all my visual episodes, my shorts, my videos, man. If you don't want to, you know, hear just my voice, you want to see these videos. Yeah, YouTube channel, Brian Janu Show, man. Shout out to everybody that's subscribed. Shout out to everybody that's been liking the videos, commenting. I appreciate it. This week is gonna be crazy week, man. I got a lot of things. Uh, a lot of things I gotta go do. Of course, I bleed sports this week, but I'll be bringing back wrestling life point of view, random shit. Uh, I'm gonna do Life of Times with music, do an artist breakdown with Life of Times with music. And I'm gonna do a deep dive at some point. I don't know when, but I'm gonna do a deep dive this week. Uh, and of course, leads into the upcoming week, which is Bleed Purple and Go. I'll be back this week. I didn't do it yesterday, but I will be back next week. Uh, and I'll talk about some of that today as well. How I feel about the LSU Tigers getting their ass handed to them by the Alabama Crimson Tide yesterday. Um, so yeah, I talk about that as well. But let's get into it, man. Saints officially has snapped their 7 game losing streak. Thank the Lord. Um, it's bittersweet, man. It's a bittersweet feeling for me as a fan. Um, I love the fact that we beat Atlanta. I will always be happy about us beating Atlanta. I don't give a shit if we are 1-8. I don't give a fuck. We 0-9. I don't give a fuck. We literally have the number one pick in the draft, and we just have to lose this game to Atlanta and we will have the number one pick in the draft. And if we win, we drop out of the number one pick. And I'm like, it's Atlanta though? It's Atlanta though. We gotta win. It's Atlanta. We gotta win. We gotta win. It would make sense. I'm sorry. It would easily make sense for us to beat Atlanta even if I'm like, listen, man, I get it though. It's the number one pick in the draft, but I'm like, but it's Atlanta though. Like, come on, man, we gotta beat Atlanta though. Like, come on. People might think that's crazy, like, bro, like, but it's Atlanta. Like, you be like, man, it's Atlanta, nigga. I could easily make sense of us beating Atlanta, my nigga. I could make sense of how far we drop it? Like, yeah, that's my first thing. Be like, man, how far we drop it if we beat Atlanta? How far we drop it out the draft to like the fifth pick? All right, we can make sense of it. I, I can make sense of it. I can make sense of it. We beat Atlanta. I don't give a shit. We take the Atlanta win. I take the dub. That's the thing about it, man. We snapped the 7 game winning losing streak, beating Atlanta 20-17 um today. First half the offense looked like the offense that we had in the first 2 weeks. It looked very explosive. You know what's funny is that the offense has actually been okay. It's not like it's been a bad. They just when they get down, they just forget how to call plays. Clint Kubiak, they get down and they just stop calling fucking plays. And that's the thing about the Saints, man. Even in this game, you saw it in this game. First half we were going, we were scoring, we were converting third downs, and then the second half came, and then we got fucking conservative, like a son of a bitch. I don't know what happened in the second half. We got conservative like a son of a bitch, and you can't do that. Like you cannot have a game plan where you take shots like you took shots at the beginning, and then second half comes and you just forget how to play. You can't do that. You can't. I know people think I'm very hard on Clint Kubiak because I am because you're supposed to be this guru First half it worked, and then in the second half it's like y'all just went conservative. Like it was just like, okay, we're up, we're not gonna do anything to fuck this up. Let's just do the normal shit now. It's like, what the fuck is going on? For the first time this season, the defense played in a close game and didn't slow down. They actually played pretty good football for the whole game. We got sacks late and we got a turnover late, which was very interesting to see. Um, where the where this team is, and now I know what people on social media is like, oh man, we need to keep Dan Rizzi. Uh, he's the new head. No, he's not. It's one game. It's Atlanta. I get it. It's a rival game. It's one of the biggest rivalries for the Saints. We beat Atlanta in New Orleans. Uh, but they're still 6-4, and we're still 3-7. Like, chill. We're still we're 3 games away from the division. If we really put it into perspective, we're now 2 games behind. Well, no, we're tied with Carolina because they beat the Giants today, and then we're still a game behind Tampa, who lost to San Francisco today. So even if and we're 2-3 in division, like people are not even understanding what this really is. Like we're still last in the division. Y'all do know that, right? We're still last in division. Like you do know that, right? This is why I said last week, like when I did the show after the game, and then I did the Bleed Black and Gold special. There's nothing to fix here. Like as much as people want to sit here and say, "Let's keep going, let's do it," there's nothing to fix here. This is my thing. For the last couple of weeks, I kind of felt like, listen, man, all we need to do is just get a win, get a dub. That's it. Just get the win. But when you lose 7 consecutive fucking games, the finish line looks a little bleak now. Do I think we could catch Atlanta? Yes, because I don't think Atlanta's that fucking good. I don't think Atlanta's good at all. But because we put ourselves so far behind, and then again on top of that, we don't really have any divisional games anymore. The only divisional game we got left is us in Tampa, and that's week 18. And by the time we get to that game, Atlanta is either going to clinch the division or it's literally going to be a toss up. Do I believe we can reel off what 6, 7, 8 straight games? We will have to finish, yeah, 7 consecutive wins. We will have to win 7 consecutive games just to even be in a conversation for the playoffs. And I'm telling y'all right now, we're not gonna get there. Green Bay is good. Green Bay is good. As long as Jordan Love stays healthy, Green Bay is a good team. So we're not, and then we got to go to Lambeau at the end of the year. By the way, so we got to go to Lambeau at the end of the year. I look at this team. Detroit is clearly the best team in the NFC. There's 2 teams in the NFC West, and that's Cardinals and the Rams. People can sit there all day and say, "Well, San Francisco." San Francisco is struggling right now, and y'all don't want to admit it to yourselves. I'll talk about that Tuesday. And then there's 2 teams in the NFC West, 2 teams in the NFC North, Detroit and Green Bay. There's 2 teams in the NFC West, Rams and Cardinals, and then there's 2 teams in the NFC East, Commanders and Eagles. And I don't even think the Eagles are fucking good. They struggling against Cowboys today. I don't even think the Eagles are fucking good, but they're gonna get in. So our only pathway is to win the division, and we're 3 games behind Atlanta, and we don't have another divisional game until literally the end of the year. So we are literally banking this shit on the and again, Divisional record. This is why we didn't win the division last year. Even when Tampa started to lose games late. This is why we didn't win the division last year. Because the division fucking record. We're 2-3. We should have won last week. We didn't. Y'all got what y'all wanted. Then it's out and it's out. But this doesn't fix the fucking team. And this is what I keep saying. This is why I said today was bitter fucking sweet. We beat Atlanta, but we beat Atlanta. We won too. Like, that's a problem for me. We're not winning any of this shit. If you think now we will off 7 consecutive fucking games, it's fucking crazy to me. We got the Browns next that come to us. And then we got a bye week, which health kicks in at some point. I guess we get Eric McCoy back. I guess we get Kool-Aid McKinstry back. I guess we get certain pieces back. But again, what the fuck does this fix for the Saints? What does it do? See, y'all are in the moment. I'm looking at this team and I'm saying, what the fuck does this fix? Peyton Turner finally had a good game. We drafted Peyton Turner in 2020. I think his extension is coming up this year. 2019, 2020. Finally had a good game. First half, we looked amazing on offense. Second half, we did exactly what the fuck we usually do in a lot of these games. We didn't show up. We played a lot of man-to-man coverage, which was really good for the defense. Putting the trust into these young cornerbacks like they did. But the Saints winning this game does not breed results that y'all think is gonna breed now. I don't understand how people sit here and not think this is a good thing. Even if you think Shedeur Sanders is a good quarterback, and I do not. We just lost the positioning to even get him. What does this bring? Then there was a conversation after before the game that came out was that the Saints are not going to quote unquote rebuild. I don't understand that logic. That's fucking stupid. You have no other alternative. Either rebuild or you continuously try go through this bullshit seasons after season after season. Because here's the thing, the Saints always get hot at the end of the year. That's not the problem. The problem is that you are now you're putting ourselves into a situation where we don't get any good top tier draft pick. So we just have to draft what is on the board. And to a lot of people that's cool. But to me, Derek Carr's not gonna fit this team after a while. You're paying this dude a little bit too much money to just be pretty decent. And that's pretty much what you're doing. We're young in the secondary, and that's good. But if you watch this game today, Tyrann Mathieu cannot fucking tackle. Like Bijan Robinson was breaking through his shit like it was paper. Like it was water on paper. He was just ripping through his tackles. Like so now Tyrann Mathieu can't fucking tackle. Cam Jordan did the best he can do in this game. I'm not looking at this team and I'm saying to myself like, yeah, we're gonna turn it around now. We're gonna win 7 consecutive fucking games and we're gonna get in the playoffs and we're gonna win a division. No. We lose next week, it's over. Y'all know that, right? We lose next week, it's over. The the best records in the NFL. I do know it's in the NFC, right? Detroit, Washington, Minnesota, Philly, Green Bay. But there's more teams that's winning than lose. Arizona right now, who is 5-4, is going to be 6-4 if they continue to play the way they're playing right now against the Jets. The Rams, who play tomorrow, I think it's like 4-5, 5-5, some shit like that. They win tomorrow, they'll be 5-5 or 6-5. They'll be 500. We're not catching any of these teams. We're not catching any of these teams. I get it. We live in a moment. It's awesome. Whoop de fucking do. But let's be 100% honest. Do you really think the Saints is gonna turn this around now with 7 fucking games to go? And you have to win out every single game now. You can barely score points in the second fucking half. I don't see how this is a good situation. Like I said, we won, so everybody's gonna just automatically brush past that. But to have to now win 7 consecutive fucking games is nobody can do it. You lost 7 straight, and now you need to turn it around and win 7 consecutive. The last team that did that was Miami, and they didn't even make the playoffs that year. I think they won their first 2 or 3 first game, I think, and then they proceeded to lose 7 consecutive games, and then they proceeded to then turn it around and win 7 consecutive fucking games, and didn't make the playoffs. Yesterday, yesterday, LSU lost. What was it? 42-13, I think it was the final score. 42-13. Jalen Moreau uh had a couple of rushing touchdowns, had 200 rushing yards or some shit like that, like last year, pretty much. It's funny. It's kind of ironic because they scored 42 points last year and beat us, and they scored 42 points this year and beat us. I didn't have to watch the game. I knew it was gonna happen. LSU was gonna lose. I knew that already. It wasn't that surprising. Our defense is not great. It hasn't been great this whole season. If you watch Texas A&M, in what world did you think? If you watch Texas A&M game, in what world did you think a running quarterback like Alabama has was going to be stopped by LSU? In what world did you think that? What world did you think that? We don't run the ball, which I fucking said on several Bleed Purple and Gold episodes. We can't run the ball. We're one fucking dimensional offensively. And people refuse to call it out. Brian Kelly is not great at being a head coach. He's not great. He doesn't know how to win big fucking games. I've been said that. It's not that surprising. I'm not shocked that LSU lost this game. How about the slightest? Them keeping us in a pose is the dumbest shit on the planet because the only reason why you're keeping us in a pose is because you think if you keep us in a pose, it makes Alabama look more favorable. When in all actuality, it makes Alabama look like you just beat a really bad fucking team. LSU's not good. Not good. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. LSU's not fucking good. I've been saying this shit for weeks. They're not fucking good. They're very fucking one dimensional. Even when we were winning, they weren't fucking good. They're very one fucking dimensional offensively. I've said this shit for fucking weeks. That LSU cannot fucking run the ball. It's a problem. It's a massive fucking problem. If you cannot, how the fuck do you have two of the three, if two of the top offensive linemen, and you can't run the fucking football? That's a problem. So I'm very happy that I didn't watch that game last night because I would have got on here that night, yesterday, and I would have literally said, "Fuck Brian Kelly." I was done with Brian Kelly. I was done with Brian Kelly after the first game of the season, and then he went out there and trying to rip the team. Can't rip the fucking team. You've known for fucking months we're playing. You knew for a year that we were playing USC in Vegas, and yet you did nothing to rectify that situation. Your team came out flat as a motherfucker, even in that game. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't hear that shit. You're not about to sit up here and give me that bullshit. I'm officially in this mindset with the Saints and the LSU Tigers. And I have no faith in LSU this year. I have no faith in LSU this year. But the season has gone the way the season has gone. They've gotten worse offensively. And it makes me really think, because of how great he is in the NFL this year, that offense was really all Jaden Daniels. It had nothing to do with Brian Kelly. For two consecutive seasons that Jaden Daniels was in LSU, that LSU offense, you could not tell it was bad. Not once. Reason why? Because of Jaden fucking Daniels. If you don't believe me, this is not me just saying shit to be saying shit to create, internet, conversation. No. Look at Jaden Daniels in the NFL. Look at him. Look at what the fuck he's doing in the NFL. Look at LSU now. Look at that offense. Look at it. Is it because Brian Kelly is a good head coach? Or is it because Jaden Daniels is just that fucking good at being a quarterback? I tend to side with the fucking latter. Jaden Daniels is just that fucking good as a quarterback. You know how I know that? Because his fucking team in the NFL is 7-3, and could have been 8-2 today if they actually gave them the first down. Because that was a first down. I would vote nobody say that was a first down. You took him out the offense. The offense is fucking putrid. They can't run the ball. He was literally the best running back we had all last year because they couldn't run the ball. He was the best running back last year, and now we have no running back this year. And when they can say when the running back John Emery went down, that's the reason. No, it's not. No, it's not. This offense cannot run the ball. You have good running backs, and you choose not to run the ball. LSU is not good, and the Saints are done. We can stop this. We can officially stop this. And for fucking fans of LSU, I need you to understand something. Truly listen to me when I'm about to say this. You're going to chalk this up to, but we got a bowl game. I don't give a fuck. We play on the New Year's bowls every fucking year, bro. LSU, talent-wise, will always win games. But when it comes to these types of games where you got to beat Alabama, you got to beat Georgia, Texas, and you got to also understand, next year, we're on a roll against a lot of these teams. We're going to be in Ole Miss. We're going to be in Alabama. We might have Georgia. We might have Texas on the road next year. We might be in a lot of these. Now, Texas had a lot of home games this year, so they probably be on the road a lot next year. But we got Texas A&M. We got a lot of games that's going to be on the road next year that we had this year at home. I don't get how people can sit here and tell me that this is a good situation for LSU going forward. Same thing with the Saints. I get it, we won today, but y'all now think the Saints are gonna rip off 7 consecutive games? You must be fucking delusional. Even the worst teams ain't gonna let you beat them seven. Like even the worst fucking teams ain't that fucking bad. We lost to Carolina last week, bro. Like come on, man. Like let's be 100. We still got the Giants. We go to New York. We go to New York. We got I think the Rams either come to us or we go to LA. I can't remember. Um, I know we go to Lambeau. I know Washington comes to us. I know the Raiders come to us. I know we go to Tampa at the end of the year. Yeah, Washington comes to us, and the Raiders come to us. Outside of that, man, like, bro, the season's over. Y'all realize we play Carolina, if we play Cleveland next week, then it's our bye, and then the next couple of weeks we literally have Rams, who's pretty much going to be either in the division race in the NFC West by the time we play them. The Cardinals, who are already in the division race and possibly could be trying to wrap up the division by the time we play them. The Giants, who is either going to either have literally no reason to lose to us, the Giants who probably lose to us only just to keep the draft pick at the time where they're at the time. The Raiders, who also by the time we play them will have possibly no reason to lose. I mean, no reason to win. Yeah, we have two teams on our schedule left standing that literally might just lose to us just because they don't want to fuck up their draft harder. And then you have what, three, four teams on a schedule left standing that have or will have at some point a chance to get in the playoffs and possibly win a division. Rams, Rams, Commanders, Packers, Tampa. Rams, Commanders, Packers, Tampa. That's the next six. That's our 6 games after the bye week. After we play Cleveland, then we got to bye. That's our 6 games. 4 of them are literally trying to get in the playoffs. Tampa could be in a weird space by the time they get to playoffs at that time. But Packers are going to be trying to be in the playoffs, and that's a Monday night game in Lambeau. Commanders are going to come to us. Commanders could either be about to win the division or trying to get in the playoffs. Rams could either be trying to win the division or get in the playoffs. And then the other 2 games are literally 2 teams that literally are going to be like, we have better odds to get the number 1 pick or number 3 pick and get a quarterback. Yeah, we'll give you these games. We'll give you these 2 games. And next week is such a weird one because Cleveland falls in a situation where it can be yeah and nay. They can either win the game or lose the game. It really don't fucking hurt them because either way it goes, either they're gonna be in the top of the picks or they got a chance to even make the AFC playoffs. It don't really hurt them. Saints win 20-17. I'll be back next Sunday for the Cleveland game. The Cleveland game. Back next Sunday for the Cleveland game. Yeah. Till next time. I am Brandon Janeau. This is Bleed Black and Gold. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Peace.